When the Robinhood chain launched on July 1, 2026, the public messaging remained focused on a very specific type of institutional finance. This diagram maps out the network's original intent: traditional financial assets like real estate and stocks being carefully bridged onto a high-security, permissionless blockchain. Within days of the public mainnet launch, however, a wave of high-frequency trading volume hit the network and threw those initial projections aside. This bar chart shows the actual scale of that activity. A massive spike completely dwarfs the expected real-world asset baseline, hitting over $560 million in decentralized exchange volume in a single day. Records show that 0% of that $500 million daily volume involved stock tokens or real-world assets. The entire $228 million market disruption was driven by retail traders flocking to a single meme token called CASHCAT, forcing a corporate blockchain to immediately adapt to the demands of retail speculation. CASHCAT dominated this network because it was uniquely engineered to capitalize on the chain's specific history. Before Robinhood settled on its famous Archer aesthetic, their early internal branding concept was actually a literal CASHCAT. This side-by-side visual compares the final logo with that prototype mascot, a piece of deep corporate lore the community effectively weaponized. The project paired that historical narrative with the chain's technical reality: fast block times, ultra-low fees, and a frictionless Uniswap deployment. This line chart tracks the resulting frenzy. One early retail buy of roughly $85 violently spiked upward, multiplying into millions at the token's peak. That kind of acted as a beacon for massive whale wallets. Traders linked to high-profile accounts began injecting hundreds of thousands of dollars, fueling the run further. The combination of specific corporate nostalgia and life-changing retail wealth elevated CASHCAT from a standard internet joke into a formidable market force. The trading velocity became so high that it forced a response from the very top of Robinhood's corporate hierarchy. Robinhood CEO Vlad Tenev publicly acknowledged the network's new direction, stating simply that the chain works great for memes too. Liquidity reacted immediately to that executive validation, pushing CASHCAT to a peak market cap of roughly $260 million. With that much capital concentrated in one asset, CASHCAT developed its own gravitational pull, creating a sub-economy that exists purely to catch its overflow. This orbital diagram maps out that ecosystem. CASHCAT sits at the center, while derivative tokens like the unofficial mascot HOODIE, the dog equivalent DAI, and Arrow orbit as smaller moons. These secondary projects depend entirely on the momentum of the primary token. Their existence and volume are a direct byproduct of CASHCAT's dominance over the network. Today, CASHCAT remains the undisputed blue-chip asset and the primary driver of cultural relevance on the Robinhood chain. But if we look past the community jokes, we find a significant technical milestone. In decentralized finance, regardless of a network's intended purpose, high-speed retail speculation serves as the first real stress test of the underlying infrastructure. During that $560 million explosion in daily volume, the Robinhood chain did not crash, lag, or break under the pressure. Successfully managing hundreds of thousands of rapid-fire, chaotic transactions proved the network's ability to handle high-velocity global demand. By generating hundreds of millions in flawless, high-velocity volume, this cartoon cat provided the technical validation the infrastructure needed to prove it actually works.